The redesigned 2021 Acura TLX is here. This is the 2021 Acura TLX and it's completely redesigned inside and out for this model year. In this video, I'm gonna give you a big detailed look at all the exterior changes, the interior changes, and of course, we're gonna take it for a test drive. Let's check it out. Now, starting off with these exterior details, there is a lot that has changed for this 2021 TLX. It is completely redesigned and we've got a lot to cover. Now, right up front, first of all, you've got Acura's big grille. You've got the big sensor up front with the logo, kind of a blacked out front end here. We've got the A-spec package on this one, and there's a lot to show you. So look at the daytime running light. I love Acura's daytime running light. It's their signature running light. Plus you've got the dual LED headlights. Those look really cool, different individual looking headlights with the LED turn indicator in there as well. So full LED headlights, and then right below that you've got LED fog lights as well for really nice light design. I also have a night review of this TLX. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description below, but these headlights do a really nice job. So this TLX is wider. It's got a really aggressive stance compared to what it was, and that hood is actually more bulging than what it actually looks like. I'll show you what it looks like from the inside. It really kind of has a unique presence to it. And this TLX has the platinum white pearl paint. It's metallic-y, it looks really good. It is just super sleek with the accents of the dark wheels, the dark front end, and the dark mirror. Now the base TLX will give you 18-inch wheels, but our A-spec and the Advanced give you 19-inch wheels. And our A-spec model gives us these specific wheels. They are a dark shark gray, so like a shark gray interwoven wheel. What do you think of that? Paired with 255 40 series tires. On the side body, you get the A-spec badge right there. Got the black, kind of half black mirror cap right there with LED signals standard. They're also going to be heated standard, and the mirrors can tilt down in reverse, which is awesome. Those are all standard. And then the power folding feature is only on the Advanced model. Now, taking a look at the side, look at the dimensions here. So you've got a really big hood, kind of a really long front end hood. And the A-spec model here is going to give us black window molding. Otherwise, you'll get chrome on the rest of them. And dimensionally, this is bigger all around at about 195 inches long and 75 inches wide. So this is a big car. It's got a new chassis for better handling than it had, even a double wishbone front suspension setup. And the Advanced package is going to give you an adaptive damping suspension. Now with that sun shining on that platinum white paint, what do y'all think of that? Hopefully you can see the gloss, kind of the reflection, the sparkle in there. It looks really nice. This white paint looks really good. And then back here, you've got the A-spec black, gloss black deck lid spoiler. So nice little trim piece there. You also get double exhaust outlet and an A-spec specific rear diffuser, A-spec badging. Then you've got the same kind of taillight design, their signature design, all full LED back here as well for the taillights. And then while we're back here looking at the cargo area, so you'll see on this right taillight section, you can push that to open it up or use your key fob. The trunk space is not as big as you would think considering the size of a sedan. It's about 13.5 cubic feet, definitely squeezed in more so than what you'd probably expect. But the hinges are encased, so you don't really have to worry about those impeding on your luggage. A lot smaller than the Honda Accord if you would even compare it, but you do get split folding seats with the handles right there, and you can fit some carry-on stuff pretty easily back here. And the battery is back here, but there is no spare tire. It's just a tire inflator kit, so that's a little bit of a bummer. All right, so let's take a look at the key fob. This has the keyless entry, the smart key system standard, which is always nice to see. And most Hondas give you remote start on the key fob, but this one does not have remote start, which is a bummer, at least not on the key fob. So the way the smart key system works is there are a couple of lines you can touch and the car will lock, or there's a sensor in the back to just give you keyless access. That also works on the back door. So I can touch back here to lock it or to unlock it, or this also has walk away automatic lock. You can turn this off or on, but if you walk away from the car and get far enough away, it will lock on its own and you'll see the mirrors flash. Now as you hop inside the TLX, start it up, This has the entry exit system to where the seat will move because we have 2-position memory settings. The steering wheel is just manual tilt and telescoping though. There's no power adjustable steering wheel on the TLX. And as we go through each level, the standard seats are 12-way power adjustable. They're heated with leatherette. That includes 4-way lumbar support. So you've got the in and out and the up and down on the lumbar support. That's always good to see. The tech package is going to add the premium Milano leather. And then our A-spec seats that we have right here add ultra suede with the premium leather and contrast stitching. They look really nice. They're very comfortable, got perforations in them, and the bolstering is just right. The advanced package, the top level, is going to give you 16-way power adjustable seats. And like I said, heated seats are standard on every model of the TLX, but if you want ventilated seats, you're going to have to go for this A-spec or the advanced package. And one really nice feature is that you can move the headrest forward or backwards. I love that. Okay, let's take a look at the back seat. So the back seat, even though this is a big sedan, it's not quite as spacious as you might expect. You still get some really nice, good looking seats. I mean, you've got the same ultra suede, the same premium leather back here, but let's go ahead and hop in. Now, legroom behind myself at 5'9", it is pretty tight, especially for a car this long. The exterior dimensions are definitely more styling than practical space. It is kind of tight, so if you have regular backseat passengers, definitely take this into consideration. Back here we get air conditioning vents, but there are no USB charging ports or 12-volt power outlets back here. That's kind of a miss. The door has the same nice material on it as the front. Nice soft armrest with the red and a bottle holder. In the middle we get a fold down armrest with a cubby, and check that out. You've got a couple little cup holders. And headroom at 5'9", I can sit here without my head touching. So that's always good in the back seat of these modern day cars. And these seats are actually pretty comfortable. They're really soft. It's just tight. But to my surprise, heated outboard seats back here, at least in the United States, are only on the top advanced package. Now, as we take a look at the interior, this is definitely going to look very familiar if you've seen any of Acura's newest products. I think it looks nice. I think they've done a good job, and there are going to be different trim levels or trim pieces in here depending on which package you get. And just a reminder, this is the A-spec. So we have the flat bottom steering wheel. Gives you a little bit of a sportier wheel, kind of a semi-perforated design on the side. Good bulky grips on here, all the controls that you need. If you want a heated steering wheel, at least in the US, you've got to get the advanced package, but it is leather wrapped. And let's go ahead and start it up. Foot on the brake, push button start back there. Now real quick, over on the door, you've got your 2-position memory settings right there. I like this trim that kind of comes around here. That looks nice. And then you've got a semi-soft material up above, soft armrest. That does have this nice red on it as well with the stitching, and a big grab handle. All of those windows are automatic one touch. And of course, big bottle holder fits just fine and room for more. A button you can open your trunk. And then right on the inside, you've got your brightness controls here, your Acura watch, which is standard lane keeping system, radar cruise, emergency braking, all that good stuff, traction, and then front and rear parking sonar on the tech package and higher. Electronic parking brake here, and we get these sport pedals down here with the metal dead pedal too. So the steering wheel controls vary a little bit. On the left, you've got power button for your radio, volume for your radio, voice, back button, and then apps, which actually pops up the different sources on here. On this right side, you've got this wheel that can just control your information display and do your cruise control on there as well, including your distance. Then right in front of us, you've got a couple really large gauges on each side. And I gotta be honest, when I'm wearing my sunglasses with polarized lenses, the backlight, you know, the red and the silver just are not quite as easy to read on a glance as some displays. But let's go ahead and back out of the sources there. So you've got trip computer information on here, navigation, maintenance, tire pressure. You can see your all-wheel drive on here. So a lot of available information on here, which is nice. It's just, you know, maybe not quite as advanced or as large as some, because this is a 7-inch display, which is standard. Aside from that, if you want, you can get a head-up display projected onto the windshield in the advanced package, but we don't have it here. And material wise in here, everything is a softer material. I mean, you kind of have this stitching here, nice material, nice dash, nice layout. Even this area surrounding the center console has a nice unique texture like the doors. You just got the shiny black plastic here. And then right in front of us, we actually get a pretty far back screen, because this is not a touch screen. It's not designed to be a touch screen. It is all controlled with a touchpad. So the way that this works is it does not track your finger. It's not like a mouse where you move all the way around or anything like that. If you want to touch something in the bottom left part of the screen, you put your finger in the bottom left part of the screen. So for example, like the top left navigation, all I do is touch or touch. You can move around, you can actually move your finger, but it is all dependent on the location of where things are. This 10.2-inch screen is standard, and we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But the funny thing to me is that this is not wireless CarPlay like you find in the brand new Accord. You have a home button on your touchpad where you can easily get around to different things. I like this system. It's definitely not perfect. It takes getting used to, but you can see we have the split screen over here to where you can control stuff on your touchpad as well. So there's different areas of information, which is always nice. The standard speaker system is 10 speakers. Otherwise, there's a 13 speaker ELS audio on the tech package. But the A-Spec and the Advanced give you the ELS 3D, which is a 17 speaker system. So I just started doing videos on another channel where it's just point of view driving, and I got binaural audio recording, and I'm taking audio clips of the sound systems, and I'll take a clip of that and put it here. So be sure to plug your headphones in and let's take a listen to this audio. We just have the standard backup camera. If you want an advanced or a surround view camera, you got to get the advanced trim. But you got dynamic lines, and as you can see on the bottom, you've got different views. So we're at a wide angle. You can see this one. You can look straight down on the bumper, and you have backup rear cross traffic alert or rear cross traffic monitor. And you also get a blind spot indicator right in that little pillar right there. Those are on the tech package and up. Now down here, things get a little bit interesting. So you've got a very easy to use dual zone climate control, which is standard. All the buttons that you need, you and your passenger, or you can sync it up. You've got 3-tier ventilated seats, heated seats, or you can even have it on an automatic setting. So this can be GPS linked depending on, the car will know if it's cold or not, or depending on what temperature you have for your climate control, it will automatically turn on the ventilated seats or the heated seats, whatever it needs to do. Then you've got your drive mode dial right here, so the dynamic mode. So for example, we've got comfort, normal mode, and sport mode. And those change the behavior of the vehicle. Otherwise, as you see right there, you can press the button and have your own customizable individual mode. Just like in the recent Honda and Acura products, you get the same push button shifter. Let me know what you think. It's very sleek, it's good placement, it doesn't take up a lot of space. Auto stop start, electronic brake hold, which is nice to see, and then our touchpad with the shortcut here. We do have a volume knob over there and some seeking buttons, so those are nice. And you can rest your hand on this, which is soft, so ergonomics for this is also really nice. Plus, there's a wireless charging mat right here, and it's large enough to fit pretty much any phone. Obviously, you're not going to have it plugged in, but this is an iPhone 7 Plus. Fits just fine. I put it in backwards, obviously, because of it being plugged in, but I'd like to see wireless Apple CarPlay. But my bottle fits in both of these just fine. Big bottles, small bottles, no problem. And then you've actually got a pretty wide armrest considering the interior here. Nice and soft. Couple USB ports, USB charging ports, 12-volt power outlet, and an auxiliary port. And then right up here, you get an automatic dimming rearview mirror with garage controls, standard. Up above, you'll find LED interior lighting and a sunglass holder. The visors will also be able to slide out. And then a moonroof is standard. It's just your regular size moonroof, no panoramic roof option in here, which is a little bit surprising. And at night, Every model is going to get ambient lighting standard, but the Tech, A-Spec, and Advanced get special iconic drive ambient lighting that gives you 27 different themes. So you've got light coming from different areas and it just looks nice at night. Now, under the hood of this 2021 TLX, gone are the days of the V6. You get a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine standard. Now, this 2-liter is quite peppy. It's a turbo 4-cylinder with 272 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission, front-wheel drive standard, and super handling all-wheel drive optional. As you see here with the super handling all-wheel drive, the miles per gallon is 21 in the city, 29 on the highway, and about 24 combined. You'll get a little bit better if you go for a front-wheel drive model. And this 10-speed is pretty quick. This engine is pretty peppy. We'll take it for a drive in just a second. But if this isn't enough for you, you can go for the new TLX Type S, which will be coming out around the time this video comes out, maybe a little bit later. That's going to give you a 3-liter V6 turbocharged. Okay, so as we get going in this TLX, my first impression is that this car drives so much more nimble and so much smaller than what its exterior dimensions would say. It's a big car, it's long, it's a big car, it's wide, but it just drives much more nimble than I was expecting. I mean, it handles like your typical Acura. I mean, it's got nice, tight steering for the most part. It's responsive, and it's pretty fun to drive, even though it's not quite as fast as you might expect. Ride comfort is good, but you don't have the adaptive dampers like you do on the Advance. But let's go ahead and throw the camera on, and let's go for a drive. Okay, y'all, we are now behind the wheel, and in this drive, I want you to get a good point of view, get a good idea of what it's like to drive this TLX. I'm going to talk about ride comfort, handling, acceleration, go through a couple drive modes so you can get a good sense of what it's like to drive this TLX. And like I said, my first impression is that it definitely feels smaller and more nimble than what it is. And we're just in regular comfort mode here, pedal down, and it gets up and goes pretty quick. It's certainly not a burner, it's not real fast, but it's fun. I mean, you got the super handling all-wheel drive. If you really want to get some fun, you can go for the Type S, which will be coming soon at about the time of this video, or maybe a little bit later. And the handling and comfort mode is definitely more relaxed. We don't have the adaptive suspension on here, but you can get that on the Advanced package to get the best combo of ride and handling. But let me just turn it into sport mode. And that really does. I mean, there's a definite difference between the sport mode handling and the comfort mode handling. So if you want a lighter, more comfortable steering feel, or a heavier, more dialed in type of steering feel, you can do that. Or you can just go to normal mode and just kind of be balanced. Just a balanced, relaxed state of driving. And this road has some bumps. It looks smooth, but it's definitely somewhat bumpy. And I've driven this on some kind of rough roads, and I've been happy with the way this has felt. This doesn't have, you know, like massive 20, 21, 22-inch wheels to rattle the crap out of you. Inside of here, you got 19-inch wheels, and they fit here just well, or they fit really nice. So you've got decent tire on here, and the ride comfort is honestly better than I was expecting. And it was better than the RDX A-Spec that I drove a couple years ago. I complained about that. This is not that roughed, in my opinion. And then as we come to a stop on the brakes, there's nothing abnormal about the brakes. They seem to feel just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put us in sport mode, and we'll get on it here in just a sec. Maybe test out the paddle shifters, take a couple of corners. And one thing about sport mode is you can have it on or off, but you get a couple gauges. You get a G monitor, the accelerometer basically, and the turbo meter. Let's go ahead and get pedal down. not as quick straight line as you would maybe hope or expect, but it's got some noise that it pumps in here. It handles really well. This is definitely the best part of this Acura, is how it handles. And I've got to say, this 10-speed with this turbo has been very smooth. This 10-speed has been so quick and responsive. In fact, I'm going to engage these paddles. Paddles are a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit delayed. Let's see if we can catch this Camaro up here and race them. So, paddles, downshift, upshift, upshift. You know, you can have some fun with them, but nothing too crazy. Now, let me put the Acura watch controls on here. So, just started it, lanes, and then it does a really nice job of keeping you centered in your lane. And you can turn this off or on, but I've had no complaints with the radar cruise control and no complaints with the lane keeping system. So this is really nice. Acura watch is standard with these features. And I've got a video of the automatic high beams if you want to check that out too. You can check that out in the description below for my night video. But in terms of daily driving, living with this, I like the layout of most of the things. I'm really not as big a fan as this gauge cluster as I was hoping I would be. I mean, it's still nice. I like it. I'll take it. I like the big screen, but I'm not a huge fan of this touchpad down here. You know, honestly, didn't think I would say this, but with Lexus, they brought their screen forward, made it a touch screen, got rid of their system and give us a different touchpad here. And I felt more comfortable using that than just this exclusive little kind of awkward touchpad. But you get used to it. It's just weird. Same with the shifter, but armrest, controls and stuff, I'm very comfortable with all of that. Now we're back in comfort mode. And there's one complaint I have here. You might know what it is right off the bat. The road noise is more than I was hoping it would be. On a day-to-day basis, it's not that bad. And I took decibel ratings on this type of rough road surface and on the interstate at high speeds. And at high speeds, there is some wind noise and some road noise too, but we don't have laminated glass here. This is laminated, but that's pretty commonplace. But in a luxury brand, you know, I get it. This is under $50,000, but still, I was hoping for a quieter ride overall. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But that kind of wraps up this drive. Let me give you my final thoughts. Let's go ahead and close out. Now to wrap things up on this 2021 TLX, I like the changes that they made. There's no more V6, but this 2-liter turbocharged engine is really peppy and responsive. In fact, there is a V6. It's on the Type S, which you can get, and it's a turbocharged V6. But if you're getting a big sedan for the space, this is not the option. The trunk space and the backseat space is a little bit lacking compared to some other big sedans, but everything else, Acura did a really nice job with this car. I've really enjoyed my time with it. It's fun to drive, it's sporty, it's comfortable, it has the luxurious features that you're probably looking for, even though maybe not the highest end features, but for the price point, it does very good. And I hope you learned about each different package. If you really want all the bells and whistles, go for the advanced package. This A-Spec package is the sporty one, and then you've got the regular or the tech package if you just kind of want a good value. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you like this A-Spec, be sure to smack that like button down below. Subscribe for weekly reviews, and have a great day.